Hello, I'm with Kevin Poleyumptewa from Salt River, Pima, Maricopa Indian Community, and also the Arizona State Director for Fathers and Families Coalition. Mr. Poleyumptewa, it's a pleasure being with you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Kevin, over the last several years, you've developed a strong fatherhood program for Native Americans. But first, give me a little personal background of why you want to work with fathers in tribal communities.
Well, I guess I have to start by talking a little bit about myself and my relationship with my father, how that affected me, and also talk a little bit more about culturally what it means to be a father. In my particular culture, Hopi culture, the fathers are the uncles of the children. So whenever a mom has a child, her brothers assume that role of fathers also. So we're raised with several fathers, which teach us values and morals as we grow up through life. More importantly, teach us about our cultural practices and our ceremonial responsibilities as well. So there's a lot that goes into that. My particular relationship with my father was, really was non-existent for the most part. It was a long, saw very little of him. Grew up to see more and more, or less and less of him these days now, due to his decision to continue to abuse alcohol, which is pretty prominent problem throughout many of the native nations in this country, and is also a big component of our fatherhood programs. One of the main issues that we have to address in this program. But my desire to work with fathers definitely comes from a little bit of the lack of involvement from my own biological father, but mostly the positive influence that I received from the many fathers I have within my community, and also from my stepfather, who was a very positive influence on how I developed into a man and who you see before you today. And I think that with a lot of positive involvement, children grow up with a desire to want to excel, to want to do better. And I see that the men that I work with in the Salt River community and nationally as well, they desire to have that. They want to see their children succeed, and they like that interaction once they're able to kind of get past their own barriers and have that involved and nurturing relationship with the children. It's pretty amazing how you see the men kind of step up once they see the look on the child's face, and it excites them, and they want to keep moving forward. So,
I know that you're a husband, a good husband, a father of three, two daughters and a son, and they think the world of you. And I've witnessed these fathers, big men, grown men, almost look at you as a father figure, and their willingness to follow when you lead. And I wonder what has been the key for success. If you could point down maybe one or two critical areas that has made your program successful, where these fathers are opening up their emotions, their minds to different paradigms, and that could be transferred to other fatherhood programs, both Native American and non-Native American.
Well, I've heard the comments obviously from the men who thank me quite a bit for my contribution, but the way I see it is it's not me that's making the contribution. I'm just there facilitating the group. The real credit should go to the fathers themselves, and that is probably the key, the biggest component for the success of the program, is that the fathers have ownership of the program. It's their program. I don't consider it my program. They're the ones that lead the conversations. They determine where the curriculum goes for the evening. And also another component, or important component after that, would be the consistency factor. Somebody that they can rely on, somebody that they can go to, that is not gonna pass any judgment on them for anything that maybe they've done in the past, but just be there to lend a hand, not necessarily to carry them through everything, but to open some doors that may not have been accessible, or they may not see accessible on their own.
So that's good, some consistency. Now in the future, you've been a part of Fathers and Families Coalition of America in different aspects, in leadership and overseeing statewide initiative that seems to be revitalizing itself. What are things that you believe need to be taken care of so that coalitions like this can be successful in the present and within the next 5 years? And what kind of growth do you think is necessary for us to be successful?
Well, I think based on what we've experienced in the past year alone, I can say that I think we already are successful. And I think, building a stronger coalition is obviously only going to help to advance the organization nationally and gain more national recognition. And we are probably, I would assume that we're probably within the top 3 agencies in the nation that provide this sort of service to fathers, families, and children. And I think that with a strong organization like this, it will only help to create stronger state coalitions, which is where the work needs to be done. And I think the Fathers and Family Coalition of America has the capability and the structure to be able to provide that sort of support at a state level, which can trickle down to local and community levels as well. So I think that's the primary focus, is just being able to provide those resources at the state and local levels through the national organization. That collaboration that's been developed helps the state affiliates be able to provide quality training to their local agencies as a result of their association with the Fathers and Family Coalition of America. And I think the continuation of that network building is what's going to advance the program even further.
So if you were to talk to a practitioner or an organization, the network development, the coalition aspect of having other people to help you out is critical. So in one closing thought, what would you tell a practitioner or parent how they need to be involved or can get involved with an organization like yours?
What I would tell them is to, if they've got a state affiliate that they're aware of, if they're not aware that they have a state affiliate, they can obviously go to the website and look it up. Look under the, I believe it's the local chapters tab on the website to find your local affiliate and get in contact with them, because it is very important with budgets being cut left and right. Collaboration is very important in these times right now, and that's what's going to help to continue to provide quality services to the fathers, family, and children within our states and local communities. Without that collaboration, it makes it very difficult when we don't have the funding, but when we can pull our resources together, it eases the load a little bit. So I would definitely recommend for any practitioner, any parent that wants to get involved to contact your local agency, your local fatherhood affiliate, if there is one. If not, get one started. Find somebody that, if they're not willing to do it themselves, find somebody that they feel could make that move and pursue it, because it is very important. Fathers are the key to healthy communities. Without the fathers there, our communities will continue to fall apart. They're the ones that need to step up and lead the children and lead the families back into healthy relationships, healthy families, happy children.
Well, I appreciate your time today with us, and we wish you great success. Thank you.